Hey everyone, thanks for jumping back into the cryptoverse. Let me just get this and post it in a few different places. How's everyone doing tonight? Hopefully you guys are doing well. Someone says I'm tired. Yes. Yes. Who has slept since 2020? Who's gotten a good night's sleep since 2020? You know the worst thing? When you wake up in the morning and you wake up at like 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. and you know if you look at your phone and you look at the price, you're not going to be able to go back to sleep, but you still you still look at your phone, right? Because then you can't go to sleep because you keep thinking, oh, well, what the hell is the market doing? Um, these are crazy times. These are crazy times. What made me put my ADA in my bag to begin with? So, as I've said before, I like to bet on people, and I also wanted to hedge against Ethereum. I've seen the Ethereum fees skyrocket many times, and so then there's a lot of the narrative is the same thing, right? If people can buy into the narrative, whether it ends up coming true or not, that Cardano could take some market share from Ethereum, or Polkadot could take market share from Ethereum when people start to get frustrated with the congestion on Ethereum's network, whether it happens or not, right? Doesn't matter. That people buy the narrative, and ultimately, the narrative is what matters during these mania phases. Yes, I don't know. I mean, a lot of these projects will not stand the test of time, but they don't have to, right? They don't have to stand the test of time to make money. It doesn't they don't have to, right? Who cares? I don't care. I don't care if they stand the test of time or not. We just say, you know what, this market cycle, they're a really good they're a really good choice, and we'll have to make another decision later on to say, okay, is it still a good choice? If it is, let's get another ticket, right? Let's get another ticket. So um so Bitcoin is at 45,925. I'll tell you guys right now, like I've seen this type of stuff before, and what I would recommend doing is maybe go take a cold shower. Go take a cold shower or something. Um, these times will not last forever. I'm telling you this now. It will not last forever. It could last a few more weeks. I'll give you that, or it could be over tomorrow. So be careful. Right? Be careful. I started the channel back in 2019 so that when the time came, and there will be many times, right? There will be many times where we'll go through these phases, so that when the time came, I could also, in the same way that I brought you the message of accumulation phase of a lifetime, and Bitcoin, Ethereum, Link, ADA, and DOT, right? In the same way I brought you guys this message in crypto, part of my plan was also to, whenever we got to this like mania phase, that you guys would also maybe believe me somewhat. Now the problem with mania phases, in my own experience, right? And I can't, I'm not necessarily like I'm not great at timing the exact day of a top. I'm not, and I don't claim to be. Um, but what I would say is, I've never regretted taking profits, especially on altcoins, right? I've never regretted it. Don't marry an altcoin. Don't marry an altcoin. So this mania, this type of mania that we're seeing, can go on. Sometimes it goes on a lot longer than anyone can rationally predict, right? There would have been plenty of times back in 2018, 2017, we could have said that's the top, and then the next week, okay, that's the top, and then the next week, right? It just kept going higher and higher. So we do not know. We simply do not know where the top is. And that's the hard part, right? This is the challenging part, is we do not know where the top is. If we think of crypto, um, in like the frame of, like, a multiverse, right? There's definitely universes within the multiverse where this is the top, right? There is at least one, even in one theoretical universe, where this could be the top. But there's probably many where it's not the top and it continues much higher. I still think that Ethereum has some gas, no pun intended, left in the tank. I do. I could be wrong. It's not financial advice. In my experience, the Ethereum blow off peak, whatever that ends up being, will end alt season. That is what likely will end it. And you could argue that Ethereum's blow off peak will also be intertwined with what Bitcoin is doing. So this could go on for weeks. Okay, we don't. I mean, this could go on for a lot longer, and there's certainly reason to think it could, especially with Bitcoin like over twice its all-time high of last cycle. I mean, Bitcoin's at what, like 46K. Ethereum is barely above its prior all-time high. So, looking at Ethereum, from the current price to get to, say, 3K, it takes another 71% move. Okay, so for Ethereum to get to 3K, it would be a 71% move. For it to get to 5K, it would be another 184% move. Okay, so yeah, it's just hard, right? It's hard. It's hard navigating these times because everything is just soaring, right, like crazy. And I've seen this stuff before. I've seen in 2018. Who was here in 2018? Let me know in the chat if you were here in 2018, because we've seen this before, right? Let's not forget. What happened was Bitcoin peaked on December 17th, and then the rest of the crypto market rallied for about a month after Bitcoin's peak, right? So Bitcoin peaked on December 17th. Let's actually go take a look. Let's get this down, because we need as much, and I mean, we need as much information as we can get, right? There's no such thing here as too much information. So let's get as much information as we can possibly muster up. So, and let's also pull up our bull market support here. Let me just show the 20-week here. Okay. Oh, this is not the 20-week, that's the 20-day. Yeah, we'll just do this one. Okay. So Bitcoin peaked, and I'm not saying that we're at the cycle top. So, push, if there's like a vein sticking out of your forehead because you're like, oh, this can't be the cycle top. I'm not saying that this is the cycle top. I'm not. I'm just saying that, at some point over the next few months, we need to calm down for a little while. But the peak for Bitcoin was December 17th. It broke through the 20-week 46 days later. Okay, 46 days after the peak. But it was what's crazy is during this time, Ethereum was going crazy up until, I believe it was January 13th. So up until here, right before Bitcoin made this dump. And what do you notice about this dump is, if we were to go, say, to our traditional TA, nothing super fancy like our house and garage TA, which we have to keep that a secret on the channel. But if you look at this pattern here, where Ethereum's peak stopped was when Bitcoin kind of like just kicked the bucket here. Okay, let's go take a look, because I think it was January 13th, but Let me check. Let's get the exact date. So when did Ethereum peak? Okay, it was January 13th. So Ethereum had its blow off top on January 13th. And on the day of Ethereum's peak in the short term, it from the bottom wick to the top wick, it was a 33% move. A 33% move in one day. That's how much it spanned there. So January 13th. And then on January 13th for Bitcoin, it was right here. So this red candle leading into this dump was the blow off peak. That was the blow off peak for Ethereum. Okay. So let's remove this. So it happened 46 days after Bitcoin's peak. If we were to go to the present day, and again, Bitcoin is in price discovery mode right now, right? I mean, it could go higher and more or less kick the can down the road. You know, it could go to 50K, could go to 60K for all we know. But you know, I was going to do a video. I mean, to be completely honest, right? I was gonna look at 46 days from that peak, which would have put us on the 23rd of February. But, and again, it's not going to be identical, right? This one's not going to be identical with the last one. If we were to say that this is the local top, which I'm not saying it is by any means, but 46 days out, to give you an idea, would be March 27th. And we've seen, you know, it's not like Ethereum can't rally, right? I mean, if there's one thing we know about Ethereum, it can print some candles. It can print some candles. If you look at the weekly chart for Ethereum, what am I looking at? Okay, yeah, if you look at the weekly chart for Ethereum, we've seen it rally through like the middle of March. We've seen this happen before. It happened here, right? The rally started in January. How many times have I said, you know, Ethereum in January in the same sentence? Ethereum or Ethereum, whatever the hell you want to call it. So I hope you guys made some money on that January move by Ethereum that we talked about on the channel for like 4 months. I was starting to get people messaging me saying things like, yes, you've mentioned it's going to move in January. Is there anything else you can say? I'm like, no, this is the most important thing, and I'm going to keep saying it so as many people hear it as humanly possible, that January, to not be discouraged by Ethereum's lackluster performance in December, but that it's always the same thing. It was a 6 year in a row. It was the same damn thing every single time. So Ethereum made this move. It started January 4th and it extended until March before calming down. And you might say, well, Ben, like you can't tell me this is something to be concerned about. Well, I mean, at the time, that was a 53% drop. So, you know, a 50% drop from the current Ethereum price, you know, I mean, it would take us down to like $800-900. Okay. If we were to go to say 3K and then drop 50-60%, we could be going back to say $1,400-1,500 or so. And you can see that it dropped to the bull market support band. Okay, that's where it dropped to. The bull market support band back then was $6. So hopefully that doesn't give you nightmares. But the bull market support band at its correction for Ethereum in 2016 was it was $6. I don't know what you guys think about that, but anyways. And you also know too, I mean, like it's not like we knew that it was, I mean, this is what we saw, right? We saw it go up and we saw it coming back down. So, and then it hugged the support band for a while and then ultimately fell below and then continued on. So, you know, the bull market support band today would be at 802 to 928. And you might say, well, Ben, like, that's still a decent price, right? I mean, if it goes back to those levels, count me in, right? I'll probably come out and hold the line, or at least try to. That doesn't mean it'll hold, but I'll probably try to. So, and you know what? Fast forward another 5 years or something, the bull market support band for Ethereum could be at like $5,000 or something. So, it's trending up right now. It ranges right now from 802 to 928. And again, one of the things we've discussed at length is our extension from the 20 week, right? So this is where we are. Let's see where we currently stack up. So let's draw that there. It's hard to look at this one because we don't really have a whole lot of data, but somewhere in this ballpark, I would expect continued, basically diminished volatility from the 20 week each cycle. And if we are able, and you might say, well, why? Again, it's because if you pull up the BLX and look at the extension from the 20 week, for Bitcoin, we've seen diminished volatility. Right? This is, and if you're not familiar with this chart, if you're new, it's just, again, it's the natural log of the price divided by the 20 week SMA. Okay, that's all it is. It's not that fancy. So you can see we've generally been not extending not quite as far each cycle. Of course, we have said that this will break. It will break at some point, because otherwise, if it didn't, it would imply in about 10 years that we would be going perpetually below the 20-week moving average, which does not really make a whole lot of sense. But regardless, it's this pattern here that makes us consider that it likely will not go back up to this level. Okay? So, but remember that this metric is based on a variable that changes every week. It's the 20-week SMA. So let's pull it up and see where we currently are. Okay, so we just do this calculation like every week to get an idea of theoretical limits, right? So the first thing to do is to say, well, the 20-week moving average for Ether now is at 802.15. So we go over here and we say, well, the log of the price divided by 802.15 equals, what does it equal? Well, let's suppose we come up to this bar this week, okay? It would correspond to a valuation of 1.14. So if we put in 1.14 and we solve for the price, that would be a $2,500 Ether. So if Ether went to $2,500 in the next 5 days, as long as before the week, before we update this, the 20 week, if it went there in the next 5 days, then we would be at this point. Now, that doesn't mean that 2,500 is the top. Obviously, there's some wiggle room in this, but also it depends on the 20 week, and the 20 week is going up relatively quickly. So let's look to see. I mean, we already calculated this before, but I think it's going up by about, let's say $50 a week. Okay, so let's suppose that next week, let's suppose we don't have a peak this week and we peak next week. If that were the case, then maybe this is 852. And we saw for X, maybe it's a $2,600 Ether. Let's suppose that it takes us 4 weeks. So let's add another 150 because we already added 50. Let's say the 20 week gets to 1,000. Then we could be looking at a $3,000 Ether, and it would still correspond to going back up to the top of this macro downtrend. So anyways, the markets are really exciting right now, and let's take a look at ADA. I mean, I've said this before. right? ADA is essentially performing an elongated version of what it did so far in 2017, 2018. If you guys were here in 2017, 2018, remember, ADA went from 2 cents to 13 cents, and then it settled down for a while. Okay? And we saw that here. ADA, here, 2 cents, and it went to 13 cents. So it went to here. And then, a few days later, ADA went from 13 cents to 39 cents. Okay? This is what happened next. Same thing. We did the same thing. We came up into this area at around 39 cents and we consolidated for a while. And then, in 2017, 2018, ADA went from 39 cents to around 76 cents and consolidated at around 76 cents, give or take a few cents, right? What's a few cents among friends? I'm not going to argue on exactly what it was, but it was around 76 cents. And that's where we are now. And then the final move for ADA back in 2018 was 76 cents to $1.38, and that was the top. So what we've seen this year, or over the last 12 months, is essentially an elongated version of that, right? Instead of just going straight up and doing that, it's been much more prolonged, right? We did this, we consolidated, we even came down and came back up, we did this, and then we consolidated for a while, and then now we've moved back up. So the next move, if we continue, I don't know if we're going to continue to do it or not. It's not financial advice. I don't know. But if we continued, then that's basically the next move. That's what that's what ADA did back in 2018. So and that doesn't, I mean, if we were to do that, it doesn't mean that's where the peak is. Maybe if it goes to 138, it consolidates for a while and then can extend to $2 or $3. I don't know, but I'm just showing you guys there were some similarities between what happened in 2017 and 2018 with ADA and what's happening today, or at least over the last 10 or 11 months. All right, hold on, I'm gonna. All right. Someone says Link breaks all-time high and Ben spends half an hour talking about ADA. I've been talking about ADA for half an hour. We haven't been going 23 minutes. I was tweeting about Link. I actually did a whole video on Link. I did a whole video on Link. I published it like 6 hours ago. Go watch that. So yeah, of course we're going to talk about Link, right? I'm not some patzer here. I'm not just going to like not talk about it. Let's pull it up. Link USD, putting in new all-time highs. All right. So yeah, so Link has started to make moves. Remember what I've told you guys. By the way, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I don't know why you guys aren't subscribing. Make sure you subscribe. Give the video a thumbs up. Again, we're putting in rookie numbers on the number of likes. So make sure you guys subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. We also do have a Telegram channel with over 15,000 people. I would encourage you guys to join that if you need an outlet for crypto. And then again, one more reminder before we get back to the charts. If you guys want to know how I'm navigating these markets, we do have the altcoin season sale on the premium list. I'll link it in the comments, but also make sure you check the description. You get access to the weekly reports, the weekly premium videos, the risk dashboard, the alerts channel on Telegram, the Telegram chat room, and more. So check it out. Anyways, with that said, so Link has put in a new all-time high. We saw it go, to What did it go to? Let me switch over to the daily time frame because it just did it. Um, so I mean, so right now we're at $27. So you see, we've had some wicks. Right now we're at $27, and the thing you have to remember too, something with Link. Okay, remember this with Link. You know, it's like a lot of times it does not move with the like it'll move, right? I mean, it's at $27, right? It was at $8 like 4 weeks ago or 6 weeks ago, so it does move. But a lot of times it won't have its manic blow off top against Bitcoin until Bitcoin volatility calms down. It could also theoretically Link could have a blow off top maybe this summer when everything else might not be doing much of anything. So again, Link is one I hold in my portfolio, and I've told you guys many times the reasons for that, right? It's obvious. We've talked about it a million times. I'm not going to repeat it here, but something about modern portfolio theory and risk adjusted returns. And those are the reasons, right? So a lot of these coins are, they're kind of hugging their 20 days, their 20-day moving averages, right? Um, if you look at it, we'll look at a lot of them here, right? So Link is hugging its 20-day moving average, right? That's where it's holding support basically every step of the way. Um, and if you look at Dot is holding that 20-day moving average, right? So it seems, like when we're in this very bullish times, this 20-day moving average seems like it can be quite useful up until the end, right? Up until the end. Um, ADA is nowhere near its 20-day. I mean, it's blasted off. The 20-day moving average for ADA is at 45 cents, so we're nowhere close to it. Ether Bitcoin, still holding up okay. I mean, again, it's nothing to get out of bed for, but it's still holding up okay. If we were to do something like this, then it might be time to get out of bed. But it's not time to get out of bed when we're still basically just on our humdrum Ether Bitcoin mission here, right? And this is still the status quo. This is not something like that. Um, Yeah, the reason why I'm talking softly again is because my kids are sleeping like 5 minutes, 5 minutes, like 5 feet away from me. Um, so if this is not the most entertaining show, um, well, I don't apologize because I don't want to wake my kids up. But of course, I'm not here to entertain. I'm just here to talk about the charts. Hopefully, people make some money along the way. If making money is not entertaining enough for you, then this is not the right channel for you. Um, Simply put. But yeah, I'm not going to apologize for talking quietly so that my kids can hopefully sleep. Um, okay, so by the way, another coin we've talked about, I mentioned it on the premium list about 3 weeks ago. Um, we did a video on it a couple days ago. Avalanche. I'm telling you guys, this is one to keep an eye on. And yeah, it's extended right now. I mean, we did a video on it a couple days ago, and it was a lot lower than this price. And on the premium list, we talked about it at $12. Um, but this one was ranked like 43 a couple days ago. Sorry, I'm just checking the chat. Yeah, there's probably some YouTubers that'll scream at you right now and tell you everything's gonna go up another 100x. Maybe they're more entertaining. Um, but yeah, I would say keep your eyes on Avalanche. And this is one I think it's definitely worth um, discussing on the channel. It's already moved up the ranks a lot. I honestly hope it has a spot reserved for it in the top 10. Okay, there's a lot of coins in the top 10 that really have no business being there. Um, sorry, Litecoin, I don't think you belong. Um, Bitcoin Cash, no way, right? Uh, I think we'll see these fall out. Okay, I think we'll see Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash fall out. And hopefully it paves the way for other ones to come in. And hopefully one of those is Avalanche. So we'll see. It still has a ways to go. I mean, the market cap is a modest 3 billion. It was like 1 billion 3 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, in fact, I think too, it was like 1 billion. So to get to the top 10, it needs to go up another like 3 or 4x. So I mean, that would correspond to well over $100 Avalanche. We'll see. It's a tall order. The dominance for Bitcoin has dropped back down temporarily. So I would say there's not really a definitive direction we have here. Whether this was kind of like a fake breakout and we're going to end up trending lower, or if Bitcoin's about to go on another rampage in either direction, right? If it capitulates or goes, say, to 50K, 55K, then, and it does something like this, then that means either Bitcoin capitulated or Bitcoin went up, into the stratosphere, okay? So I would say keep an eye out on that. Otherwise, if it doesn't and we continue back down, then it's just a continuation of all season, right? It was basically like you wake up. It's like it's the springtime, and then you wake up and there's like one cold day in the spring, but it doesn't mean the season's over. It just means you had a freak day, and then you're back on track, right? So we'll definitely want to keep an eye on dominance. The dollar has fallen, which is no surprise considering Bitcoin has gone up. So, when we're talking about the dollar, I would say, what I'm looking for the dollar to get a definitive, a more definitive direction in terms of, say, where Bitcoin may be headed. I would also look at the bull market support band because, breaking above it over here in 2018 was not good for crypto, and it continued to trend up for a long time. This was not good for crypto. So here it got rejected. And we just had a wick to it, almost, and it got rejected. So this is going to keep coming down, okay, just like it did over here. And the question is, here we broke through it in April. We came down to this final point. We came down in January. Here we came down in November. So what I'm looking for here is if we break through, it's going to pause, crypto mania. Okay, if we get rejected and it continues to go down, then it might be time to start scheduling your Forbes interviews. But we'll see, right? We have to take it one step at a time. Okay, what do you guys want to talk about? I don't know. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Subscribe. Let's go for 111,000 subscribers or whatever we're at now. I don't know. Yeah, let's try to get to 111,000 subscribers and give the video a thumbs up. Also, remember we have the Telegram channel, over 15,000 people. If you guys want to join, I'll post that in the chat. I really should stop asking you guys what you want to talk about, because then I can't even read the chat. It goes by so quickly. Yeah, Binance coin is going crazy right now too, obviously. It's moved up the ranks here. So Chainlink, if we want to see Chainlink in the top 5, it's got some work to do. It's got to flip Litecoin, it's got to flip BNB, and it's got to flip XRP. The reason why I'm not saying Polkadot is because I'm hoping Polkadot also flips XRP. Yeah, I've tried putting on slow mode, but I don't feel like it works. I keep trying it. It's already checked, and then if I uncheck it and save it, it doesn't actually change anything, and it's still checked, but I still can't turn it on. I don't know why it doesn't work. Yeah, I know Dot has flipped XRP, but right now it's sitting below it. Um, yeah, I know. I tried to fix it, but it's not working. So obviously ADA is one of the most exciting ones right now because it's the one that's just going through the roof. I mean, look at this. It was at 34 cents like a week ago. It was at it was at 34 cents a week ago, and here we are. So ADA is definitely one that I guess it was a good hedge, right? I guess it was a good hedge. Keep an eye on Ethereum. Remember, by the way, one of the things I mentioned to you guys back in the bear market, which hopefully people listened, bear market or bull markets make you money, bear markets make you rich. So if you're watching the channel back in the bear market, then and you were investing in crypto, then you're probably up an insane amount, right? An insane amount, more than you probably could have ever imagined. Um, if you're new, doesn't mean you can't make money. But the people investing in the bear market when ADA was 2 cents, I mean, come on, it's 76 cents, right? You do the math. So when we get to another phase at some point in the future, when it's the bear market, and your natural inclination is to think, oh, this stuff's worthless, I'm not going to think about it, that is when the smart money comes in. I assure you, the smart money is not coming in now. It doesn't mean that that money can't make money because oftentimes they can make money in the short term, but it's not the smart money, right? This is the smart money, right? This is the smart money. So the smart money is doing very well. No, I mean I'm not. I mean obviously, we're not talking. I'm not talking about Bitcoin. I'm talking about Ethereum. Yeah. I mean I don't consider. I mean I'll keep saying it. I don't care if Bitcoin goes to 60K. This is not smart money. And the smart. I mean you have to define like what do you define as smart money? Like if buying Bitcoin at $3,500 and $4,000, like if this is smart money, like what do you call this? Like what do you call that? If the art is smart money. I'm saying like even if Bitcoin does this, right? Even if it does that, I still don't consider that to be smart money. I consider this to be smart money. This is like no man's land. It doesn't mean you can't make money in no man's land, but that was the smart money. And I will never change my mind about that. So I'm not saying it'll drop this low. I'm not saying it's going to go back to $3,800. I don't think Bitcoin will ever go back to $3,800. Um, but that doesn't mean it's not smart money. You could have said the same thing here, right? I mean, looking at this cycle, I would have said that this is smart money. Buying up here, I would say, is not smart. You're in no man's land. And doesn't mean you can't make money, right? You still can make money, but the smart money was over here. Because for these guys, you know, if you bought, let's say you bought Bitcoin at $222 or something, by the time you left the regression band, you're already up 600%. By the time you got up here, you're up 2,000%. So for the people buying here to experience the same return that you did, to go up 2,000% from that point, which we know we didn't do, but just to give you an idea, what would it have been? So 2,000% up from that point would have been $101,000 Bitcoin. So this was the smart money. This was the, I don't know, no man's land money. And then this was the dumb money, right? You know, so I'm not saying it's necessarily the dumbest money that ever existed in the world to come in at this point, right? There's still a good chance you make money, but you're not the smart money coming in over here, and nothing's going to change that at this point. By the way, I want to remind you guys two things. There's a lot of people, a lot of scammers in the chat that will message like weird WhatsApp numbers and stuff. That's not me. So just ignore them, report them, whatever. Also, if you join the Telegram channel, I have been told that there are people that impersonate me and will sometimes send you a private message. I will never message you first. So ignore these guys. They're just scumbags, right? Ignore them. Tell them to, you know, whatever you want to tell them. I don't really care. Report them. They're not me. So I will never ask you to send, you know, your crypto to any specific exchange or anything like that. So they're rampant on YouTube. They're rampant on Telegram. They're probably rampant on Twitter as well. So I will not contact you first. So if you think, so I sometimes comment on YouTube videos, but most of the time I don't. So if you see someone in the YouTube comments that it doesn't have like the you know, like it's not me, or they're pretending to be me and you're not sure, the way that you can become sure, if you click on their profile and they have 0 videos, it's not me, right? You can click on my profile and see my entire YouTube channel. If you click on their profile, you'll easily see it's not me. So don't fall for these scams. Looks like Bitcoin's back above 46. You know, DOT is fairly close to its 20-day. So we saw it bounce over here. The 20-day for DOT is 1873. So it's not that far above its 20-day right now. It's you know, 23% above it or so. And remember, right, when we talk about the dominance, we're kind of at a crossroads right now, right? We're kind of at a crossroads. What do you guys think? Was this just a little fake out and we're going to trend lower? Or is this a momentum shift and Bitcoin is about to leave the market standing still again and the dominance is going to increase a lot more? By the way, if the dominance does go up, again, as I've said before, it'll likely cause altcoins to bleed against Bitcoin, but a lot of times they'll hold up relatively well against USD, which is what a lot of new people in the space care about. And then you see what can happen, right? A couple days ago, Bitcoin pumped. Then yesterday, the market was relatively quiet. And then today, altcoins are going crazy. If Bitcoin pumps again, people will somewhat become upset with altcoins. But then when Bitcoin volatility comes down, altcoins can move again. Is my I feel like I keep going in and out. Like it says my video is not receiving enough data to maintain smooth streaming. Are you guys able to hear me okay? Peter Siapno says it's his wife's birthday. They're big fans. Yeah, I'll give Camille a shout out. Thanks for watching the channel, Peter and Camille. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why it slows down like this sometimes. Now let's look at the Bitcoin 1 minute chart and see what it's doing. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily I wouldn't necessarily say this is a breakout yet. I'm not saying it's not, but we'll see if we can reverse the trend here. I'm not here to show you coins. I talked about the coins I've talked about before. Um, yeah, people are asking me for videos on coins that'll do well. We were covering ADA at 2 cents, right? It's not my fault if you guys didn't watch that. We covered DOT at $3. We covered Link at $1 and $2. We covered Ethereum at $80. We covered Bitcoin at $3,800 not that long ago. Um, I mean, you can lead a horse to water, right? I am really interested in the dominance chart because this will be key in helping us determine what the next, like, say 3 weeks are going to be like. What will February look like? Will February be another Bitcoin show, or will it be a continuation of all season? I personally, I hope it does this, right? I hope it continues trending down for a while, maybe for a few more weeks, and then maybe I'm fine with it going out. Well, unfortunately, we're on stream, and a lot of the coins we cover aren't really doing anything. I'm not wishing for Bitcoin's failure. Bitcoin's price can stay constant, and the dominance can go down. Man, I'm getting tired. Should we just call it? I mean, I don't know. The markets aren't moving. We did a little speech. ADA's moving, I guess. It's at 77 cents. Can we maybe see it go to 80 cents? Let's look at the 1 minute time frame. Is it doing anything? It went up to 79 cents earlier. So maybe watch ADA. Where is, so 80 cents would be here. That's 80 cents. Yeah, I feel like I'm talking. I feel like I'm so tired. Um, I don't know. Maybe we'll call it early. You guys can join the Telegram channel if you want. I am a soccer fan. Yeah, I played soccer a lot as a kid. Yeah, Bitcoin's turning a little higher. Came from 45.6 back up to 46.3, more or less since we've been on stream. All right, why don't we just call it? Again, if you guys like the content, make sure you subscribe. Sorry, I'm not very enthusiastic tonight, but it is what it is. Make sure you guys subscribe, give the video a thumbs up. There's the Telegram channel. Remember, there was also the premium list, off-season sale. If you guys want to check that out, you can lock in the lower rate. If not, that's fine. Just make sure you subscribe to the channel. All right, I think we'll call it. Let's see. Yeah, Ethereum's still less than 1,800. Maybe if I go off stream, the markets will pump. Oh, wait. Let's see if Ethereum or if ADA is about to do something. It just had a little candle up to 77.7 or yeah, 0.777. I wouldn't mind seeing an 80-cent ADA. It's moving up. All right, this is what we'll do. Let's see. Yeah, right when I said I was gonna go off, ADA like surged from 0.77 to 0.777. Let's see if we keep it going. We'll stay on a few. We'll stay on like 5 more minutes. I guess I can at least keep it going for an hour. We're at 55 minutes right now. I don't think I'm gonna stay up, but we'll draw our house. You guys are ridiculous. I don't think I'm gonna stay up though. I'd have to stay up another 30 minutes for us to make it to this point in time. I don't know though. If we make it to this house, it's not just like a little house. I mean, this is like it's like a mansion. It's like a mansion in the Caribbean or something. For making it to an 80-cent ADA. I kind of want to see Ether get back above 1800. Bitcoin's what, like 2K below its all-time high now? 2K? Seems reasonable for Ethereum to go on a move. Let's get to 1800. Yeah, I found some energy. The energy's quickly fading. All right, why don't we just call it? I'll let it go for 1 minute longer so we get to 60 minutes. And we'll see if anything pumps then. Let's see if Ethereum can get up 1800. And we should look at the minute chart for Ethereum. It's moving a little. $17.97. It's getting close again to 1800. I mean, Bitcoin's all the way down at 46.2. This will be not necessarily a bad time for Ether to make a move. There we go, back at 1800. Mission accomplished. Remember, if you guys want to see alt season last a long time, it'd be better for Ethereum to hold off on a major pump for as long as possible. Because when Ethereum starts moving like crazy, then a lot of altcoins will stop moving. I can't believe ADA was 2 cents, like less than a year ago. It was less than 2 cents. This is ridiculous. Ether's back at 17.99.99. The all-time high for Ether is what, 18.27? All right, guys. I think we'll wrap it up. I don't want to stay on the stream too much longer. But I hope you guys, are making a lot of money, being responsible. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Give the video a thumbs up. Check out the premium list all season sale if you guys want. We also have the Telegram channel, over 15,000 people. You guys can continue the party there. There's a lot of really smart people in there. So check it out. I think we'll go ahead and wrap it up. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up there. Thank you guys for tuning in. Subscribe. I'll see you next time. Bye.